Hello, my name's Pete Taylor, and as my contribution to Sourdough September, I'm going to be doing a sourdough baking day at the Heron Corn Mill in Beetham in September. I've got a sourdough wheat culture already on the go, but it's been in the fridge for a long time, so it's gone to sleep. So I need to get this back up to fighting strength so that it's really vigorous when I come to bake with it in the Heron Corn Mill. So because it's been in the fridge for a long time, you can see it's got a lot of grey, murky water. There's nothing particularly wrong with that, but I'm just going to get rid of that and fill it up with fresh water to the same point. So I'm going to weigh it first so I know how much it is before I pour the water off. So that says 188 grams. I'm just going to pour this murky water off down the drain. Right, so that now says 144, so I need to make that up to 188, I think it was. Should have written that down. 144, 180. I'm going for 188. Time will tell. Right, there we are, 188. So I've refreshed the water, but it's still got all the old sourdough and the old flour. So this flour has eaten all the yeast has eaten all the goodness it can get out of the flour. So it needs some fresh flour and some fresh water, which is its food basically, so it needs to be fed. So all I've done now is thrown away the dirty water, put some fresh water in there, and now I'm going to start by cutting this back, throwing most of it away, and then putting a small feed in, so that the small feed will be quite a big feed for the small amount of starter that's left. If I just put a feed straight into the starter now, there's lots of starter that's all very hungry and only a small feed going in. So if I throw most of this away, which is probably getting a bit sharp anyway for a sourdough culture, I like mine nice and gentle. Throw most of this away and then give it what will seem like a big feed to it when it comes to get it. First of all, I'll mix that water in that I've just added so that it's all the same consistency, and then I'm just going to pour some of this down the drain, making sure not to block the drain. I'm also going to, at some stage, I'm going to change this pot for a clean pot because it's been in this one for some time, but I'll do that next time I feed it. Right, so that's now a very wet consistency, as you can just about see there. So I'm going to keep it at that consistency right the way through till I come to bake with it. This is basically twice as wet as the dough that I want to bake with it, and you'll see later on that that's a good kind of ratio. It's a good place for the dough to be made with a starter that's twice as wet as the dough is going to be. It just works that way. So I'll throw most of this down the drain. So I've just got a fairly small portion of culture in there now. So that's going to really appreciate getting what is really just quite a small feed that I'm going to give it. Right. Never mind. Fingers never did any harm. So I've weighed 25 grams of white flour. Now this is obviously strong bread making flour. You could use organic flour, and I used to do that, but personally I find that I get on better with the Carr's roller mill flour. It just works very nicely for the sourdough, and I didn't really enjoy what I was getting from the organic flour that I was using for this, so I've gone on to Carr's, which is very reliable and it's very good quality flour. So into my reduced culture, I'm going to put my 25 grams of flour, which I've previously weighed to be exactly 25 grams, and then I'm going to add 35 grams of water. So remember, I'm keeping this in the ratio of 5 parts flour to 7 parts water. That's an important ratio to remember. I'm going to weigh the water very carefully before I put it into the tub, so that if I put too much into this jar, I can get it out again a lot easier than I could get it out of the culture. So here we go, 35 grams of water. It's worth being accurate with this measurement, it really is, because if you have a successful bake, you know exactly what went in if you weighed everything very carefully. And if it's successful, you want to be able to repeat it. And if you don't know exactly what's gone in, you're not going to be able to repeat it. So I've got exactly 35 grams of water there. So I can sling that into my 25 grams of flour that I've added to the remains of my culture. Give it a quick stir. Make sure all the flour is taken up by the water. And we're back to that nice runny, soft battery consistency really. There's a few lumps in here, so I'm just going to keep stirring until they're all looking reasonably well worked in. Now this is a mature culture, so it will come back to life quite rapidly. If you're starting one from scratch, the first couple of weeks will be quite erratic, but this one is an old trusted ally of mine, and it's starting to froth away at the edges already. I don't know if you can see the bubbles in there, but it's looking quite happy to be fed anyway. When I come back to that tomorrow, it'll be as though it's never been asleep in the fridge for about 6 weeks, which it has been.